friends, welcome to the channel, and this is the set number 5 of our discussion on the geography, environment and mapping question GEM exam series. And first 45 questions we have already discussed, so we will be starting with question number 46 from this video. Okay, so let's start with the first question number 46. The question number 46 is with regard to the Forest Rights Act. Okay, Forest Rights Act, and its actual name of the Forest Rights Act is the Scheduled Tribe and Other Traditional Forest Dwellers Recognition of Forest Rights Act 2006. Okay, this act was passed in recognition of granting the forest rights to the communities, to the dwelling communities in the forest, and the rights were of two types: the community forest rights and individual rights. This type of rights were granted to the forest dwelling community under the Forest Rights Act, but there was condition for granting these rights. For example, let us say individual right. The family or the individual who wants to have the right or the forest land have to prove that he or his family is living for last 25 years and cultivating that particular land, and there was limitation on the land as well, that not more than 4 hectares of land cannot be granted as entitlement under the Forest Rights Act. So this was the basic essence of the Forest Rights Acts. Okay, recognizing the scheduled tribes right over the cultivable land in the forest, right? This was the main essence. Now let us consider the first statement in the Forest Rights Acts. The FRA address the livelihood security of the people as well as addresses the conservation and management governance in India, right? This statement is right. The Forest Rights Acts addresses the livelihood issue of the forest dwelling community. That was the main essence of the Forest Rights Act. The statement number 2, Forest Rights Act recognizes the community right or the rights or the common property resources. Common property resources like CPR, like the river, grazing lands. Okay, these are forest. These are the common property resources. So Forest Rights Act, as I said, recognizes both type of right: the community forest rights or the common property, as well as the individual rights. So, but statement is saying it does not recognize the individual. This statement is wrong. It also recognizes the individual rights. So this statement is wrong, right? This statement is wrong because of these last 3 words. Statement number 3. The Forest Rights Act secures the right to intellectual property and the traditional knowledge related to the biodiversity and the cultural diversity. This statement is right. So Forest Rights Act also secure the right to intellectual property or the traditional knowledge of the forest dwelling community, right? So 1 and 3 are the correct option and 2 is the wrong option. So this is the correct choice of this question. So question number 47. Question number 47 is with regard to UN Convention on Combating Desertification, right? Under the Rio Summit or the Earth Summit in 1992, there were 3 conventions which were adopted. One was the Convention on Biodiversity, another was the Convention on combating desertification, and third was the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. This was the third convention. So these 3 conventions were adopted, and this is the question on combating the desertification. So the United Nations Convention on Combating Desertification is the only convention which tackles the issue of the desertification. So you must also in this question know the term desertification very clearly. Desertification does not alone mean the extension of deserts, right? It also means the conversion of a fertile land into infertile land, a fertile land into infertile land, and this may be both because of the natural as well as anthropogenic reasons. So this is the only convention and adopted in 1994, entered in force in 96, and is only internationally legally binding convention. But here it is saying legally non-binding international framework. This is wrong. It is internationally legally binding convention, right? So this statement is wrong. But these first few words are correct, like it was adopted in 94, entered in force in 96. These 2 words are correct, but here becomes the statement a wrong one. Statement number 2. 2020 to 2030 has been declared as the United Nations Decade for Desert and Fighting Against the Desertification. This statement is again wrong because the decade is not from 2020 to 2030 but from 2010 to 2020. So this statement is also wrong. So both statements are wrong. Answer is D. Right. Let's move to question number 48. Question number 48 is with regard to the Global Environment Financial Mechanism, GEF. Right. So this Global Environment Financial Facility, this Global Environment Facility is managed by the World Bank. Right. And it is a financial mechanism for which among the following convention? For Minamata Convention, for Montreal Protocol, Rotterdam Convention, United Nations Convention Combating Desertification, and Convention on Biological Diversity. These all five conventions, these all five protocols. Montreal Protocol is, as we know, for protecting the stratospheric ozone, right? And this Rotterdam Convention is against the hazardous chemicals. Convention on Biological Diversity, preventing the biological diversity across the globe, and combating the desertification is the fifth one. So these all five are correct. Okay, this Minamata Convention is for preventing the mercury pollution, right? So these all five are correct. This GEF is the financial mechanism for all five conventions. So answer will be D. You have to remember these five convention, right? Question number 48. Sorry about that. Question number 49. So question number 49 is about the Indian Rhino Vision IRV. It was launched in 2005. Okay, it was launched in 2005, and the departments involved were Assam Forest Department, the Bodoland Territorial Council, and Worldwide Fund for Nature. These all three were involved, so this statement is correct. And IRV, Indian Rhino Vision 2020, is ambitious effort to attain a wild population of at least 5,000 great one-horned rhino. This statement is wrong. Actually, the number is not 3,000. It aims to attain the 3,000 one-horned Indian rhino by 2020. This was the main goal of Indian Rhino Vision IRV. Okay, Indian rhinos mainly are confined to the Assam region and main the Kaziranga and the Pobitra Wildlife Sanctuary. The highest density is in the Pobitra. So the Indian Rhino Vision main one goal also is that to shift the Indian rhinos or to diversify their habitat. Okay, because if the rhinos are just concentrated in one or two wildlife sanctuaries, then there is a threat to their life because of the increasing pandemics and other threats, okay, to the biological diversity. So this was also one objective of the Indian Rhino Vision 2020. So the statement number 1 is correct and the statement number 2 is wrong because of the number is not 5,000 but 3,000. So answer is A. Right. This was a question number 49. Let's move to question number 50. Question number 50 is chronological. You have to arrange these four projects in chronological order, right, when they were launched in that manner. So Project Tiger was launched in 1973. Project Elephant was launched in 1992. Project Cheetah was launched in 2009, Government of India, and Project Bustard Conservation Plan was launched in 2018. So this is the sequence. So answer would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is the correct choice, C. Right. This was a question number 50. Let's move to question number 51. Question number 51 is again a fact-based question, and we start. India report is released by which among the following? Ministry of Environment, Forest, Climate Change, MOSPI, Ministry of Statistics Program Implementation, IUCN, and Sites. So answer is B. And we start this report. This report's main focus is to talk about the effect of development on the environment and ecology. Development's effect on environment and ecology. On environment and ecology, right? This is the main focus of this report and is released by Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Right. Question number 15. Now move to question number 52. The question number 52 is National Bamboo Mission. Okay, this National Bamboo Mission, the first statement, this was the restructured National Bamboo Mission It's been launched in 2016-17. This is wrong. It was launched in 1819. Restructured National Bamboo Mission. Okay, and the main objective of the National Bamboo Mission was to increase the area under bamboo plantation in the private land as well as the government lands. So statement number 2 is correct, right? Statement number 2 is right. Statement number 3, National Bamboo Mission aims to promote product development keeping in view market demand. So the National Bamboo Mission also aims to develop the products out of bamboo. This is also one aim of the National Bamboo Mission. This statement is also right. So 2 and 3 is the, so which is the wrong? The answer is, which is the incorrect statement out of this? So incorrect is 1. So this is the right option in this question, right? Question number, this was question number 52. Move to question number 53. The question number 53 is from mapping, and it is asking about the Australian desert. You have to arrange the Australian desert from north to south. Okay, some Kimberley Plateau is there, Great Sandy Desert, Gibson Desert, and the Great Victorian Desert, right? So these all 4 are actually arranged from north to south. Now let me show you on this map, right? This is the Kimberley Plateau, this is the Great Sandy Desert, this is the Gibson Desert, and this is the Great Victorian Desert. Okay, this was the arrangement of the deserts of Australia from north to south. Some other features of the Australian topography is, this is the Great Dividing Range. Okay, this is Great Dividing Range, and this is the Queensland state of the Australia, and in the northeast of the Queensland state is the Great Barrier Reef. This is a coral reef, longest coral reef of the world. Okay, this is the Cape York Peninsula, this is Orafora Sea, this is the Timor Sea, right? And this is the Murray-Darling Basin, very famous basin. And this entire region of Australia, this entire region is Great Artesian Basin. Great Artesian Basin. The level of the groundwater is very close to surface, and with very high pressure the water comes out just with little digging out, right? So this is the main features of the Australian topography. This was the question number 53. Let's move to question number 54. Question number 54 is about the Indian Ocean Dipole. Indian Ocean Dipole. This question has been asked in the UPSC previous year. This is a previous year question, and the question is about IOD. So statement number 1, IOD phenomena is characterized by difference in the sea temperature between the tropical Western Indian Ocean and the tropical Eastern Pacific Ocean. This statement is wrong. This tropical, not Eastern, this must be Western. This statement must be here, Western. So Western Indian Ocean and the tropical Western Pacific Ocean. So that would be the, if Western would be here, then this statement might have been wrong, but now this is wrong. And IOD phenomena can influence the El Nino. See, this El Nino impact is there on the monsoon, but the IOD phenomena also impact El Nino as well as the Indian monsoon. So this statement is correct. So only 2 is the right option. Let me show you this map of the Indian Ocean Dipole. See, the Indian Ocean, this is the Western Pacific, and this is the Western Indian Ocean. When the pressure in the Western Indian Ocean is low and pressure in the Western Pacific is high, in that case this kind of cell would be there. The positive, this is called the positive phase of Indian Ocean Dipole, and in the positive phase of Indian Ocean Dipole there would be increased rainfall in India, right? And this positive Indian Ocean Dipole would strengthen the Indian monsoon, right? So if, let us say, this is the positive Indian Ocean Dipole year, along with this is year of the El Nino also, right? So in case of El Nino year, as we know, there would be subdued rainfall in India, but if it is a positive IOD year, in that case the El Nino effect would be cancelled by the positive IOD. This is positive IOD. But if the arrangement of the cell is in opposite, right, the Western Pacific is having the low pressure and the Western Indian is having the high pressure, in that case the cell would be reversed, and here would be the subdued rainfall because of the negative Indian Ocean Dipole, right? So this is the positive Indian Ocean, negative Indian Ocean Dipole concept, and the question that was asked in the UPSC. So the question number 55 is the last question of this video, right? And it is about the corals. So statement number 1 is the corals are found more in the eastern side of the continents than on the western sides of, right, than on the western sides in tropical and subtropical regions. This statement is right. This statement is right. Why? No, why? Look at this thing. Let us say this is the no a continent. This is a continental block, right? In any continental block, the western side is having the upwelling waters, right? Upwelling of the waters. So there would be upwelling on the western coast, right? So the western sides of any continent is not stable for the growth of coral, while in the eastern side there would be no upwelling, so this side is stable. Now why now area where upwelling is going on, why that is not stable for the coral formation? Because the cold waters of the ocean bottoms would come on the surface, which are not stable for the corals, because coral requires the optimal temperature from 25 27 degrees centigrade. That's why on the western side the corals are not found. The statement number 1 is so right. The statement number 2, most of the cold water corals are present at the shallow depth. See, the cold water corals are found in the high latitudes. And the cold water corals are formed beyond 200 fathoms of the depth. Okay, so they form below the normal depth. Okay, below the normal platforms on which coral grow. So this is not the shallow depth. This statement is wrong. Okay, in the shallow depth normal corals are formed, not cold water corals. So this statement is wrong. Statement number 1 is right. So this was the last question of this video. So look, in these videos we are discussing every question in very detail, right? And these are the questions, the model questions. Okay, these are not just some easy questions, these are very tough questions, and the model questions on these lines, the questions in the UPSC are asked. So I hope this would help. So if you like the video, subscribe the channel, and thank you. And we will meet in next video, and we'll start with question number 56, right?